Okay, just give a intro of yourself there.
Hi, I'm Joe Davison, one of the charming hooligans. I see you've joined me in the bathroom today. Just going to let you know how I feel about using the restroom and having people watch me. It's quite invigorating. It really is.
Okay, Joe, starting off, what is the Charming Hooligans?
It is a combined collective of 6 individual, well-talented people, containing of Jason, Chris, Marty, Daryl, Darren, and myself. The Charming Hooligans is a improv sketch comedy troupe of late.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go from each person, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think they contribute to the group, and then what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen them do? We're going to start off with Chris.
Chris, he contributes a lot to the troupe, actually. He's kind of the witty, bluesy kind of guy. I think he brings the soul into the troupe. And pretty much tries to hold the troupe together. We don't like have a good firm grasp yet as a troupe should have, but I think if we all stick together, we'll achieve the goal that we want to achieve.
And what's the weirdest thing you've seen him do?
The weirdest thing I've seen Chris do, nothing. I've never seen Chris do anything weird or unusual. Aside from, well, that was disgusting. It involved a yak, but other than that, nothing.
Okay, moving on to Marty.
Marty brings a sarcastic side that none of us have, except for Marty.
Daryl.
Daryl. Daryl's our frantic little sports guy. That's what Daryl is. If you have sports trivia questions and you don't know the answers, call Daryl up. He'll give them to you. Any from hockey to roller derby, the guy knows it all. He contributes very much to the troupe as far as being loud and wild and rambunctious. He's like a 12-year-old trapped in a how old he is, 28-year-old body. It's really quite fun to watch Daryl. Bra bra bra! It's Daryl.
And the weirdest thing?
Lactate. The weirdest thing I've ever seen Daryl do is lactate. And he does it well. On stage. In front of hundreds of adoring fans. Hold on. Yeah, I'm in the bathroom.
Pardon me.
It's Chris. He's trying to come in and see my willy.
Okay, moving on to Jason.
Yes, Jason. Jason contributes quite a lot. He's very physical. He can do pratfalls very well, and his quick-wittedness and ability to make up words on the spot is astounding. I've never seen anybody able to do that as quick as he does. Whatever the word is that Jason decides to make up on the spot is quite amazing. He's a fun little guy. Changes his hair color too much, but other than that, he's a great little guy.
And
I like Jay.
the weirdest thing?
Weirdest thing I've ever seen Jason do would have to have been when we were first starting out. I seen him do a flip on stage at Casey's Cove. He did a back flip and broke his right shoulder, and he was out of work for like a year because he couldn't move his vertebrae past anything. He couldn't even bend over really. Broke his shoulder and his like elbow, followed by when he continued the roll from the flip, landed on some fat lady and like broke her knee, which bounced him back on the stage, and then he broke his nose. So Jason was hurt for a while. It was really hard to try to do a show without Jason. I lost a little bit of myself during that time when we lost Jason for that period.
And then to end with Darren.
Darren is our suave guy. He thinks he's suave. Thinks all his little frilly shirts and his blazers and his little haircut that he has. Thinks that he can pretty much get any girl. And without Darren, we wouldn't have a close knit comedy troupe. And Darren closes the troupe off very well. He can begin a scene or end a scene anywhere, as well as pretty much all of us. I get frightened sometimes that Darren communicates with aliens, though. I'm worried about that. I think he does. He knows obscure stuff that none of us would ever know or care to remember. And Darren just has that all locked away in that little suave head of his. He's suave. Real suave.
And the weirdest thing?
The weirdest thing I've ever seen Darren do? Well, it involved a late night card game and some alcohol. We'll just keep it at that.
Okay, if you ever wanted to make a movie or produce a movie about yourself or do something you've ever wanted to do, what would be the quick plot, and who would you cast in?
I'm sorry, what?
Who would you cast in the movie, or...
About what?
Just whatever, if you've ever wanted to make a movie, maybe about you, or just movie in general.
Well, if I was to make a movie, I would definitely have Jason in it as probably the lead. He's a very good lead kind of kid. He's got the looks. The girls go nuts over him, and they're not quite sure if he's straight or gay. Kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio. No one's quite sure if he likes buggery or anything. Takes it in Jimmy, if you know what I mean. Then I would definitely have to throw in Darren as probably the uptight deputy cop, or a guy who hasn't quite made it with all the girls yet. And then there's Daryl, who would be the killer, the maniac guy who flipped out because the Steelers didn't win, and then I would have Marty in there as the mad scientist, definitely a mad scientist, because he's got a mad scientist look, and he could be doing experiments on young girls with taking their. Well, anyways, guess that's about it, really. I guess. Well, there's Chris. I would put Chris in as a hip hop rapper kind of guy from the ghetto. I'll shoot you with my gat, man. Straight up dope. Don't represent in your frontin'. That kind of thing, So, well, I have to wipe now. So, if you wouldn't mind turning that off.
Oh, wait, we have a few more questions, actually, Joe.
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
In your movie,
yeah,
what would be the theme song, the title song?
The theme song would be "I Walk the Line" by Alien Sex Fiend. That would be the theme song. I walk the line between good and evil. Yeah.
And then, ending on, do you have any morals in life or a philosophy or something like that?
My philosophy in life is to achieve everything that I've set a goal for myself to achieve. And so far I've accomplished that. I wanted to get 3 films by the time I was 25. I have 3 films. I wanted to be in an improv troupe by the time I was 23. I've done that. I wanted to have mad passionate sex with Jason in a bathtub. That's about to happen. So I can feel it. I know Jay. And Jay and I are gonna get it on with it. And I, in fact, as soon as you put the camera down, Jason, I will, you and I are gonna get, where are you going, Jay? Jay, come on, Jay. Come on. Right now. Let's go, Jason. You and me. In the tub. Jay! Jay!